Do you like my shirt? Hmm? You like it? It fits just fine. I think this is called what? Slate? Iron? I don't know what color you would make it on an inventory. I said dark gray. I'm wearing this because there's only one. Today, when I found those work shirts that were made in Honduras, there was only one color that only had one. This is it. And it happens to fit me. But there are 58 other shirts. Hell, somebody could do some math. It's probably what it's about. But I wasn't a math teacher. I was offered to be a math teacher, the next time. But I got kidnapped before that happened. And what I ended up doing is figuring out that what they really wanted was to launder money through me and to subject me to acts of degradation and humiliation because they're part of some sick sadistic network that gets their jollies off. And the more you excitate certain people hormonally, the different biorhythms they create, and the easier it is to harvest them. Their hormones, their minerals, including after they're murdered. But in the meantime, you might be able to perform up to snuff enough to make sure you don't get snuffed out. It's one of those special things. I think they think they're teaching us something. If you put me in there, there's 44. Only two have been confirmed dead, right? And then you can unnuke it. Unless you're in Dallas, and then you realize that 24 is not the same. Those two dead are very important. Plus or minus two? Let's start. Apparently, the Mexicans are trying to arrest some people. They got some arrest warrants. Well, who are they going after? Because let me tell you, when I'm looking at these documents, just what's publicly accessible, not what you would get from actual subpoenas. Not what you would get from actual access to evidence at the level they claim to be at. Just what's on the internet. First couple of pings, just looking around, seeing if the pattern of racketeering activity to which I personally have been subjected is evident in what is publicly accessible at this time. The first thing I see that should be of concern to all involved. Houston Chronicle, dated October 18th, 2006, regarding numbers concerning the third quarter. Some stuff going on and on, but this is what's important here. Loans 90 days past due and still accruing were $2.6 million at the end of the third quarter of 2006 and included $2.6 million in premium finance loans compared to $941,000 at the end of the third quarter of 2005. That is a considerable increase, wouldn't you say? I'm not going to break out the calculator right now because there's some other things that I think are very interesting to consider. This here, talking about the first quarter 2016 results. Executive management will host a conference call and webcast to discuss first quarter results on Wednesday, April 20th, 2016 at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Now, you may think that's just some speculation, but April 20th started factoring real prominently and real succinctly into a lot of teacher schedules around that time, just so you know. And then we've got this one here. May not be quite as important, except it actually is, because this one says notice of annual meeting of stockholders to be held on October 20th, 2020. May, June, July, August, September, October. You know what happens in 6 months? It takes 6 months to execute after you've confirmed a stock transfer, if I'm correct. Am I correct? So, how many years was there between April 20th of 2016 and April 20th of 2020? That's 4 years, huh? 4 years and 6 months, huh? You don't think there would be something involved with that timeline, do you? You don't think it would have anything to do with anything, do you? What about September 26th of 2016 and October 20th of 2020? That would be 24 days, if I'm correct, right? It would be. All right, let's keep going. We're not done. I don't want to move too fast in case you're a senior. Okay, this one we're going to have to come back to in a second. This one again we'll come back to. Now this is the one that piqued my interest, I will say. Indeed, it did. Now let me make sure. Yes. Guarantee agreement dated as of September 29th, 2006, executed and delivered. Included among that is the issuer is issuing $40 million aggregate liquidation amount of its floating rate preferred securities, representing preferred undivided beneficial interest in the assets of the issuer and having the terms set forth in the trust agreement. You know what $40 million is in 2016? Now, here's the other one. This may not mean anything. McAllen, Texas, the name of one company. Bank Holding Company 4 announced today the completion of its acquisition through merger of San Juan, name of the specific, effective at opening of business on November 18, 2002. San Juan is the privately held bank holding company for name of another financial institution located at street address San Juan, Texas, with one additional banking location in Progreso, Texas. I was looking for how they got that Honduras connection, especially when it came to public education. As of September 30th, 2002, San Juan had total assets of, oh, 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 yeah, right? Look, I'm just saying, you guys are the ones that wanted to make a nuclear racket based on children's education. And you wanted to play around with maquiladoras, didn't you? I mean, personally, I think it's offensive to think that these are gaming matters, because they're not.